Hey movers, it's Genevieve from Mobilization Nation. Today we're going to be working on the feet. I think most of you know how important the feet are in maintaining the health of the rest of the whole body. Every step we take, there's forces transmitted from the ground right up all of our muscles and joints to our back and all the way up to our head. So for this video, what you're gonna need is a lacrosse ball and some sort of step. So you could use a stair step in your house, or if you have a yoga block, or even a very thick, stable book. I suggest being close to a wall or something you can hang on to. This is so that you can take a little bit of weight out of your feet as you're doing the foot rolling, which can sometimes be very tender. I also wanted to suggest that in everything I'm doing today, for the sake of the length of the video, I'm gonna do them quite quickly. You can pause and take longer on any of these if you find that it's the medicine you need. Let's get started. We're gonna take the ball underneath the right foot, and we're gonna start at the heel. So not right on the heel, but just right above it. You're gonna take your foot and place the weight on the ball. Obviously, you can gauge how much weight you're putting into the ball by either using support of the wall in your hands or taking more weight off the supporting foot, which in my case is the left foot. So we're gonna take it side to side and forward and back just to find the most tender spot. And as we find that tender spot, we're gonna press into it and relax our shoulders and take a couple of deep breaths. So we're creating a different reaction around this trigger point or sore spot. Then you're gonna move up a little bit further towards the toes and do the same thing. Side to side, front and back, find a tender spot and then lean into that. Try and relax your toes, relax your face. Take a few breaths in here. And then we're gonna do the same thing, just moving up to the whole ball of the foot and spending as much time as you need in a very tender spot. So you may take longer on one foot than the other, depending on how you feel. After you're finished the right foot, you're gonna do the same thing on the left. I'm gonna move the ball out of the way and grab our block or step or large book. You're gonna take your right foot and take it right under the ball of the foot and let the heel slip off the step. So we're gonna take this in two different ways. Number one, the knee is gonna be straight. So we're stretching a group called the gastrocnemius, which is the most powerful part of the calf. And after we hold it straight for a while, we're going to bend the knee. So the heel is still dipping off of the step or book, but the bending of the knee is gonna get us into the soleus, which is a deeper muscle, and even the plantar flexors of the foot. So we'll hang out here for as long as you need, and then you'll do the same thing on the left side. Moving the block out of the way, I'm gonna come and take a seat on the ground. Okay, how are you guys feeling? As soon as I put that ball underneath my foot, I realized my feet are actually in crisis. So we have some more work to do. We're gonna start with checking the health of the big toe. And the big toe joint that connects the toe to the foot is very important in gait. It's where we push off. And this tends to be the joint that has arthritis as we age. So we're just gonna check how the toe is moving. So we're gonna take the toe at the base and then hold on to the ball of the foot and then stretch the toe back and see how that is. And then we're gonna take it the other way. So you're gonna push the toe forward. So remember, not bending at the middle joint, but getting the bone at the bottom to move it. And then taking it back up, and we're gonna hold it and then push the top finger towards the other toes. And then we're gonna do the opposite. You're gonna take the other finger and push the toe towards the outside of the foot. Good. And then release it, give it a little stir, see how that joint is moving, and then you'll do the same thing with the other foot. Now that we've established how the big toe is moving, we can give it a stretch. So we're gonna turn towards one side and then come up onto the ball of your feet. So this may be very intense. I'm gonna give you some modifications for how to make it less intense. You can keep your feet hip distance apart, less intense. More intense, you're gonna walk the big toes together, hug the inner thighs towards each other, and wherever you are, feet spaced or together, you're gonna lower your knees. The heels are gonna wanna pull out to the sides here, so we're gonna pull the heels towards the midline and sit back. If this is too much intensity as we're stretching some big fascial lines here and into the arches of the foot, then you're gonna take your hands forward and have less weight in your feet. If you're up for it, you're gonna sit right back, sits bones into the back of your heels, and take some nice deep breaths here. So you can pause here if you'd like. I would suggest holding this, if you can, for up to 2 minutes. Yikes. And when you're done, we're gonna take the fingertips forward and untuck those toes. Sit onto your heels, and you're gonna give this a few breaths to let the toe accommodate this new position. There's gonna be a lot of sensation. We're gonna take the fingertips just right behind the knee on each side, and then hug those little heels in together again. We're gonna stretch the top of the foot now, using the abdominals as well. Draw your knees together, hug the heels together, pull your belly in and up, and lift up the knees any amount. So we're trying to stay in a position where the belly is activated, the abs are working to round the back, and to hold the knees up, and then really stretching the tops of the feet. Relax your shoulders. This one you won't hold as long, so we'll hold it for the length that we're gonna do. Softening through the face and jaw. We'll take 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Good, and just listening to your body. Breathe in and out, releasing, and again, probably a lot of sensation in that stretch as well. Leaning to one side, we're gonna make our way onto our sits bones and grab the ball, which I seem to have misplaced. One sec. There it is. Okay, keep your left leg bent. We're gonna take the ball, and we're going into that gastroc muscle that I talked about. So the width of your calf, you kind of want to find the center point, and we're going to put it right underneath your calf. Now here you're going to use your abs again, because you're going to come up onto your fingertips, lift your sits bones, and then take it up and down your calf. And spending some time on that as long as you feel is necessary for your calf, and take the same time on the other leg as well. We're gonna do my least favorite thing, but it's one of the most potent things you can do for trigger points in your calf and hamstring. You're gonna take your ball, you could also use a golf ball, which is a bit smaller, and find that center point in the place where your calf is the widest. And you're gonna place the ball there, and then trap it between your hamstring and your calf. Now you can do this sitting like this, and just squeeze yourself a little bit closer in. Or if you're a real glutton for punishment like I can be, we're gonna take that ball into that center point, find the hamstring sandwich, and sit down on it. You know, and I would hold this for up to a minute. If you're having any issues with tingling or sharp pain, you've probably got a little bit into the sciatic nerve, so move off of it a little bit and then do the other side. I hope you enjoyed this foot video. Please feel free to really take as long as you need on spaces that are more tight or tired than others. It's the deep listening to your body that's gonna really connect the dots and tell you how long you need to spend on each of these mobilizations, stretches, or releases. Have a great day, movers.